get this thing going. Alright. Welcome back to Trial of Cthulhu. So.
And we're in the hot, hot desert.
Yes.
Chasing down a man. Or at least the last known location of a man.
Yeah.
Why can't every single cult just stay in like the good temperate warm climates of say like England or Chicago or wherever?
Well, they do.
Chicago is temperate.
I mean, it's livable compared to like here.
They do. It's just that we're winning, so we're driving them out.
Yeah.
Are we really?
There was a Los Angeles cult. There's not a Los Angeles cult anymore. That's a win.
I mean, until the next cult in Los Angeles moves in.
The Mulder cult's taking a hit.
And it's like
cult is having a bad time. Yeah.
Mulder cult kind of exploded.
We all know that cults are basically like D&D loot dungeon dens where you clear out the kobolds, then the orcs move in, then you clear out the orcs, then the dragons move in.
Anyway, so yes, you're currently in the Kululi.
The what?
The village called Kululi.
Oh,
Is there recording yet? Or?
Yeah, we're
up and going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got off the train last time, right?
Yeah.
It's a very uncomfortable train.
Yes, you spent a night in the kind of in the village, which doesn't have air conditioning, but you're also not in the opening, so your heat doesn't go up or down.
Has air conditioning been invented yet?
Nope.
I mean, such things like swamp coolers and so forth, like,
yeah.
But not the standard everyday like coil method.
Put reeds around the hut, throw water on the reeds. Air conditioning.
Yeah. All right, so you have one of your normal restless night, few dreams about gaping mouths and stuff like that. You're kind of getting used to them now.
Is there anything
Still
in
too
the
many teeth.
Are they like actual nightmares? Are they just like PTSD nightmares, or are these like ancient callings of eldritch outside gods type nightmares?
Yes.
Yes.
The actual answer was, how would you know the difference?
Yeah, how would you know the difference? You guys have messed up dreams.
Are you a connoisseur of nightmares now? You gonna put
but-
nightmare lore on your skills?
That would have been a good that would be a good skill to have.
That would be a pretty good skill to have.
I think that would be under mythos though.
Yep.
Probably.
See my one lonely point of Cthulhu mythos.
None for me, thanks. I'm trying to cut down.
Okay. So we're currently at 2 stars
Yep.
each.
So
Go ahead.
You wake in the morning. You weren't put in real rooms, but you kind of had little sections of a stable or something like that. And you notice that one of you is missing. Dr. West is no longer in his place.
Oh, Dr. West is missing.
So for viewers at home, Carcer can no longer commit to it for a moment. He's got university work. So he's the guy who dies to prove it's all serious.
Is he the guy who dies, or is he just
He died.
Do we find a crumpled up letter that just says my tenure and he just vanished?
He's just missing at the moment. He might be dead, he might not be. But
he's dead.
He's dead. This is Cthulhu, so it's just how does he die is what you got to
pretty sure, even in character, we just assume, he wandered off into the desert and died.
So
he forgot to get off the train.
I know Pelgrane I've listened to a couple of things of Pelgrane beforehand. Is there a section in the book where that dictates that gives you ideas for what may or may not happen to characters that leave the site, that leave the gaming group?
No, it's got how to add new characters, but nothing about leaving characters. But I think in a Trial of Cthulhu game, having to add new characters is a regular problem.
Yes.
Whereas presumably, if someone leaves, you can just assume that something killed them.
Yeah.
Something got them.
Rock's fall, that one person dies.
That almost happened.
Do you spend any time looking for him, or do you assume he's just dead to you?
We'll see if anyone around has any idea.
would it be like I mean, I can spend a little bit of time looking for him if there's like a grisly outcome to this. Say,
Yeah, you can spend a bit of time asking around. No one's seen anything. No one's heard anything.
he just
People are asleep and avoiding the weird strangers who just come into their town late at night.
But
it's not
there
my
was no disturbance or.
He's not like picked out on a wall somewhere in a blood pentagram, nailed to a wall with a shovel through his guts.
Not a wall will let you in anyway.
Okay, just making sure. All right.
All right.
Well, we lost our we have a problem, gentlemen. We just lost our connection to high explosives.
That could be bad.
That is bad. No, wait, we haven't. This is a mining town, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it was.
I mean, does credit rating? How would credit rating qualify for any levels of TNT? Or do they not have any explosives laying around anymore?
Well, you bought it. I'm pretty sure you bought it explosive with. Oh no, you had to leave them because of the
Because of the war.
Yeah, the war. And they don't kind of like have people ship explosives into a war zone. Gun runners is the term they use for people to do that. Yeah.
But also, it's also the people where that means then we can just procure our explosives on site. As there's a mining town, we might not. Who knows?
All right. So you ask around, see what you can pick up.
Yeah, we'd better.
I can, if necessary, I can use interpersonal bargain to see if I can hunt down a deal.
So you walk to the first shop.
Doing some excavation.
It's pretty much your standard bazaar shop. It's got everything in it. The guy behind the thing doesn't speak any English, of course, and has got very basic halting Italian. But you did pick up a translator, didn't you? I think.
Oh, we have.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought we had Gato as a translator.
No,
We
you
have
have
an
to.
Italian translator, but we
No,
hired.
I speak Italian.
Local for.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can communicate with the bureaucrats who's got you this far, but the locals you've had a guide. So the guide kind of goes and begins translating, and the guy's quite interested in how what you're doing here because no one really kind of visits this village anymore.
I would guess to say architectural, or not architectural, excavations. Like, what was the thing that there were previously? There was a mining town, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was a mining town.
It's a salt
and
mine.
then-
I remember beforehand Gato was talking about being an interested trader character thingy jiggy with the previous place that was on the other side of the rail line, if I remember correctly. Like, it was like two.
Yes, that was the line we fed them in order to get out favorable relation and get a train out here.
I mean, also we could just continue feeding that line to the next person down the line as well.
Clearly.
Yes, agreed.
So we continue that line of logic. So currently, so yes.
Oh,
What was
yes.
that?
We work for a firm looking to investigate minerals in the interesting materials in the area.
Okay, part of a firm looking to investigate minerals in the area might need some explosives or some ordinances to clear out areas to do some deep
Acquire samples.
acquire samples. Yes.
Yeah, a bit of back and forth, and the interpreter turns to you. Unfortunately, they do not keep explosives. The army has come through and cleared them out. You know how it is.
Unfortunate. Okay.
Italians.
Well, that just means we do not have them. That means this is actually bad because we did lose our care person who could make bathtub Simtex. So
I'd love that this campaign dies just because you haven't got cars. Just
We
because you don't have any way of blowing stuff up anymore.
Look, we don't have time to go back on the train and come back here again, so we may have to accept the fact we're going to have to go to the dig site and try and improvise something on site.
well, we don't have explosives.
We could always go through his luggage to find his emergency bomb.
Knows
Did he
that.
leave
By
his
which I mean
luggage?
roll preparedness.
Well, I will take whatever effects Karst has left behind, and I will use my preparedness in the future to ruffle through and see if he has this big,
Yep, that's fine. You can line up a preparedness for that.
Okay.
He might have stashed a few tons of TNT in his knapsack or something like that.
I roll preparedness, look through his bag, pull out a big comical those bombs with a fuse on the end.
Oh, the big black ones.
Called my baby on the side.
Yeah.
All right. Then we continue onward. Then I guess.
So the guy's asking, it'd be wise to procure supplies.
Yes, supplies.
Yeah, because we're gonna need food, water, camels.
We're gonna
Fucking
need
camels.
more water than food.
Should I spend so Gray? Is there like a bargain or credit rating spend on this?
Not spend, but if you have bargain, that will get you going.
Okay, I have bargain, so I have like 2 in bargain.
Yeah, you don't need to spend. So, you're able to acquire water, other basic tools.
Rope, so
Rope.
forth.
Yeah, 5-foot pole.
Compass.
We're gonna need 10-foot poles at this rate.
But yeah, this is a poor village, so you get pretty good rates.
Mm.
Have a
Hey,
good one. Yeah, he never got off the train. He just like, see ya.
His luggage did.
But how? Okay, here's a question: if he never got off the train, how would he get out? How does he get out of whatever place we were in? I forget where we're in.
Ethiopia.
He's going to be deported.
Okay.
Yeah. Getting out of places you're not supposed to be is quite easy.
Alive, I mean.
He just turns up and says he's a spy.
Or just writes a fake visa and just says, "Excuse me, can you get me to the nearest embassy, please?" That happens to be your army base.
All right, so you get a few
Materials.
materials ready. There's no automobiles or anything like that.
Do they have
Good thing I
camels?
know how to horse.
They have camels.
All right.
Horses drink too
Better
much.
than horses anyway.
I roll. I spend bargain to get the camel to actually work. To actually be
Good
effective.
thing I'm capable of camel.
Good thing I'm not at all.
I have 0 in writing.
Well, then I'll make sure to leave you behind when we end up running for our lives on camelback.
Why am I suddenly thinking of the scene in The Mummy, but in reverse?
Yes.
Which one?
The bit
There are
when they're
so many
riding,
that could apply.
the bit when
Yeah.
they're riding on camels towards the city of the dead. And she just overtakes everyone else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They had both camels and horses out there too, as well. So
Yeah,
All
but
right.
the horses were on the wrong side of the river.
That's fine. Camels are better for the desert anyway.
mm-hmm.
You could do a great Lord of Darkness, the Mummy, just flip it. Whereas you're the good. You got World of Darkness as the Mummy books. Just flip it.
Actually, just do the Mummy, the curse books, and where you're
Just
kinda,
do the Mummy film just in reverse, where you're the Mummy.
And
Where
hopefully
we're
actually
the
survive.
high priests of what's his name trying to bring him back, and
Yeah.
then
No,
we do.
damn.
But his powers are weak because he doesn't have the book and the key, and these pesky heroes keep trying to banish him again. Ugh.
Right, just adding that to our list of terrible campaign ideas.
I mean, wasn't
Sounds
that
like fun.
basically the plot of The Mummy Returns?
Yeah, basically.
Probably.
Or rather, that was what happened in the prologue, was his high priest and whatever.
Mhm.
We're getting off topic.
Yeah.
We are.
A
Yeah.
little.
let's go towards the Cthulhu. So
So we stopped at Cthulhu,
Yeah.
and we need to go down towards Dalol and then east to the mountain. If I'm reading the map.
yeah, so
Yes.
we need to go towards the.
Dalal was the next village on the list, and decidedly the only place you can really stop off before heading towards the dig site. Otherwise, it'll be just a bit too far cross country. This map is not to sail. This is a napkin map. He hasn't, there's actually roads. It'll be quicker to go down and across. It would try and cut.
Kind of wish he gave us a north, south, east, west thing as well, because it's go this way from the mountain to the dig site. I'm like, which way is this way though?
Well, that's why we have a guide.
Yeah, and if there's a road to Dalol, at least that leg shouldn't be too hard. Famous last words. I know.
I mean, it looks like there's a road to Dalal and a road from Dalal to the mountain.
And this
At
one
least
and
I
the
had a trail.
and in the internal words, they were never seen again.
Yes, we were. I'm looking at you right now.
Right. That's number
We've only ever
42.
seen it again on YouTube.
That reverse
Remember
mummy has
the
been added in as number 42 on our list of terrible campaign ideas.
Some of those campaign ideas sound like an awful lot of fun.
Yeah, that's the problem. We just never get around to playing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about that's the heartbreaker thing. Just all right. So to Dalal, we have camels, we have supplies,
All right.
and we're probably gonna get a lot fucking hotter.
Section 10, over the desert.
Yay!
Oh dear.
All right. Do you have a
How
native
much
guide?
extra water did we bring?
Enough.
Are you sure?
Thankfully, you have an
Off at Dalal.
you have a native guide which skips the outdoorsman test.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
Otherwise, you would
Just
need.
that I actually have that skill.
Well, it says it must have outdoorsman, accurate map, and appropriate orienteering tools.
How about outdoorsman and preparedness and astronomy?
All right, passage guide.
I'm not gonna die in the wilderness checks.
I can star Nav
All
as long
right.
as the stars are right.
Okay, so you cross the desert.
Remember, Terry, we technically don't want the stars to be right. If the stars are right, we're all doomed.
Yes, that was the joke. Cross the desert.
Yeah.
Traveling in the cool parts, sleeping in the hot parts.
Yeah. But it's still hot, and your heat track all moves up one.
Right.
Yay!
Remind
Where were
me
the
what
rules
heat
for the
tracker
heat level, by
does?
the way? I can't remember.
1 second while I see if
Well, I
I've.
assume it's a thing specific to the adventure.
Yeah, it's just specific for the adventure. I'm just trying to see if I copied it out. What
I'm
I
pretty
have.
sure that at level 4, I'm basically useless.
Yeah, I think you pretty much are.
And we just got to figure out how to disperse heat.
I mean, I have medicine and pharmacy and first aid.
There we go.
I was hoping outdoorsman would help, but it doesn't.
No, there's no real easy way of avoiding the heat tracker.
You
My
would
instincts
think
just tell
there
me
would at least be some
leave.
way to reduce it with skills.
No, let's have a look.
It is literally just trying to figure out. It's trying to find the places to
I
disperse.
can't exactly inject dry ice into my veins
Hmm.
more than once.
Yes, I can allow a first aid check. Just try and prevent advancement. There'll be a one for each person.
So that's 5 actual checks or just spends.
Checks. It's a skill, isn't it, rather than a interpersonal. There'll be
Yes, it is general skill.
It's
Yes.
general,
a
yeah.
Yeah, general skill.
yeah.
What's the target?
Target.
I don't think he has to tell you.
Nope, I do not.
Still help to know. Alright, whatever. I'll just spend 1 on each because that's easy. I'll say that I'm just going from left to right on this.
All right.
Thank you.
Get the feeling that one didn't make it. That's maybe.
Of course.
Of course, I whiff it on myself. Christ.
All right. You managed to keep everyone in check.
Okay. My God.
Great. I can make more than 1 spend per day.
Hey.
Well, everyone except me, apparently. Okay.
Well, you and Gato are at the same level. You're both free.
Yeah, I was at 2 before.
Yeah. I guess we can actually see it. So,
I spent so much time keeping everyone else cool that I forgot about myself.
yeah, it tends to go that way.
Gato and the rest of us in the same levels.
All right. Just checking something quickly.
Checking the book.
Yeah. You'll kind of notice as well. Can we have a quick check of sort of skill? Kind of, I'm looking for whatever perception is. I'm going to say streetwise, but I know it's desert-wise in this case.
Well, streetwise is interpersonal, so it's
Sense trouble, maybe?
Sense trouble. That's the one I'm looking for.
I can do sense trouble.
Yeah, that's the one.
All right then. Well, I'm going to. Do I want to spend 2 or 3? Did we get any generals back from the last rest we had, Gray? Guess no.
You get 2 points because it was an overnight rest.
Okay, so that took me back up to 9. 5 to net. So if I spend 3, that takes me back down to 9 minus 3, which is 6. So 4.
Yep. You're being followed.
Okay.
We're being followed.
Yep.
Look over there. There's this people following us.
Yep, there seems to be 2 people behind you. Actually, no, 3 people. Sorry.
Do you?
They put 2 of the stat blocks together.
Ah, okay.
If they have stat blocks,
They have stat blocks. That means we're probably going to end up fighting them.
I mean, everything has stat blocks.
Yeah, you need stat blocks interpersonal, so.
Cthulhu doesn't.
No, Cthulhu is just
If
you
you
lose.
fight him, you die is a stat block.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Besides, he has a range.
there are people following us behind us. Do we wanna like wait until nightfall to deal with them, or how do you want to do this? Some people are trying to take the mick.
We should invite them over for drinks.
So, you want to confront them? Telius, do you have anything to say about this?
Too hot.
Okay. Wait, Adros? Our intrepid reporter, our intrepid journalist friend,
Vitus.
Arpitis?
I'm an
Sure,
author,
bye.
thank you. I'm not a reporter.
He's not even responding until
You
for
will
that
be an
one.
author.
You have standards.
Well,
I see. So you properly class your stuff for the fiction section. Gotcha.
well, if we confront these gentlemen inside a town, it's unlikely to go well for us. We should perhaps wait.
All right. So we want to turn around on them now, I guess. Before we go in, we have to, just in case we have to bury them in the desert.
Yes.
Okay. At least somebody's talking sensibly.
I still say we should invite them for drinks.
Well, we can start with that. Do you have any alcohol on you?
He always
Drink.
has alcohol on him. It's Italian.
Bruce, what kind of alcohol goes well with the desert?
Anything, sir.
Very light wines.
Well, there's supposedly
Trick
there's a
question.
conveniently shady alcove. Let's go over there and confront our pursuers.
Alright, so.
How about a table?
You didn't bring a table
Sir,
along
the table's a bit too heavy.
You didn't make Bruce carry a fucking table in this.
It's a fold-out
Okay, I'm
table.
going to spend a single point on preparedness to have a folding table.
Yeah, the folding table slapped on the side of a camel. So, the way I see this working is you disappear over a dune and, stop. The guys come over the dune to see you having set up a little table, like sunshade, drinks out. They kind of just stop.
Yeah, I mean,
I wave and shout, "Hello! Join us! It's
There's
perfect time for a fine beverage.
There's a bit of
Afraid I don't have any shaved ice. There are no mountains."
backing and forthing between them. And 2 of them stay up there, and 1 kind of comes down. It's kind of like
What language are they speaking?
um
Can we determine what language they are speaking?
I was speaking Italian.
yes, I'm going to say they'll speak Italian. They're educated.
Ah, awesome. How convenient.
They're educated, therefore they speak Italian.
In this country, that's what it's the lingua franca.
Yes.
Fair.
I mean, they are being conquered by Italy.
Well, Italy's trying at any rate.
They did pretty well in Ethiopia. And then they got a bit too big for their boots.
As one happens when you try to overexpand.
Yeah, they tried for Egypt and that did not end well.
Yeah, Egypt
And
would
then
not
meat
end well.
hooks
It
happened.
has a bigger coast.
So the British army who actually knew what they were doing.
Mhm.
I do love the thing for the Italians. The only reason they could police the number of prisoners they had is the Italians agreed to guard themselves.
I mean, it's outsourcing.
Wait, what?
Yes.
You got the thing with the Italian soldiers. The average Italian soldier in World War II did not want to be there.
No.
They had absolutely no kind of.
Mm-mm.
They were told they were going into Ethiopia for this quick, easy war, some
Mhm.
glory. You know, they come home with some medals, and that'd be great.
And then Mussolini happens.
Yeah, and suddenly they're fighting 3 of the 4 most industrialized nations in the world. So
And
yeah,
so
basically,
right-
most Italian soldiers just surrendered as soon as they could, and the ones that did fight pretty much had to fight with the like the Germans watching over their backs, which is kind of why they shipped them off to Russia rather than had them fighting in Africa, because they knew they wouldn't surrender to the Russians as easily as they did to the British.
the British would give them tea, or the Russians would give them bullets.
But yeah,
Well then.
that's the side. That's your history lesson.
As one does when you're dealing with historical settings.
Um,
Anyway, so these gentlemen who are probably perplexed by our sudden swag
Sudden
off.
display of friendship, camaraderie, even
Sudden acknowledgement of their existence.
friendship, camaraderie. I say, glaring at you.
Okay, come on. They were clearly trying to sneak up on us, and they
Obviously.
don't speak English.
Well,
it's kind of like
Yes, I'm taking a language next level.
Yeah,
Next, Greg.
what you do here.
Mm.
Why you go out to the desert?
people
Business.
You don't
But
want
let's not
business
talk
out there.
business. Let's not talk business. Have a seat. Have a drink. It's a hot day.
All right. Can you offer up a point of reassurance?
I can.
Excellent. He would kind of put aside. I cannot see one of the enemy offering us drinks. He motions to the other 2 will come down. They kind of got hands on pistols, but
I assume we do as
yeah,
well.
I'm assuming you're watching them as well.
are these Ethiopian? I can't speak that language. So I don't know what the heck they're talking about.
Nope. Bruce will
they're
translate.
speaking Italian. So...
Speaking Italian, you do have an Ethiopian guide who, if they speak in Ethiopian in his earshot, probably will translate.
But out of character, rebels? Quote unquote? Question mark? Probably. These are the guerrilla fighter guys. I'll find out.
So, business. You do not wish to go to Dalal. It's not a happy place.
Right now, I wish to finish this drink. I finished this drink. That took less time than I expected. Unfortunately, I have to go to Dalal.
Bruce.
Obligation.
Dalal is not a place for Westerners. This is not a place for sane men.
I'm really tempted to say that is why they sent me.
I would.
I'm gonna say it.
Good line.
And
would
they
be-
sent me. Do you speak Italian?
No, I was
No,
just.
I don't. But I'm assuming we have an interpreter. I assume Bruce is like telling us what you're saying.
I would have said. My main thing was that we're chasing an insane man, or following an insane man. Go ahead.
You can talk. You can get your across through the various people who can speak to each other. This is going to be one of those conversations that takes a lot longer to.
Massively simplifying because
Telephone.
The poor interpreter is going to start wondering what the hell he's got himself into in a minute.
A lot of money.
Yes, that's all he
I mean,
knows.
they're speaking Italian, so the interpreter's probably just extremely mystified about the
He
entire
might
situation.
speak Italian.
So, yeah, it's kind of like, even then, men who go to Dalal often don't return. Foreigners who go there cause more trouble than good.
Well, it's not like we're intending to stay in Dalal. We're just going to the mountain.
They kind of like tighten grips. The mountain. What would you even want there?
We're looking for a man who previously went to the mountain to bring him to justice.
What kind of
This rolls
justice?
odd. I'm going to mention that we've been sent by Malta.
I don't think that's going to help much.
Especially when you roll a 1.
I said if I roll odd, I don't have a coin flip.
No, I thought you said something about it. Would
Malta?
Be odd.
We know no one in Malta.
They know you. Or at least if you're who I think you are, they know you.
Ah. Another ancient body. Could we trust you?
No. You don't know me.
An honest answer. And he kind of looks at the other two men who both nod. We are not mad. What we say may sound mad. Unless you are who you say we think you may be. What you say you are. At which point, you're already mad.
We have seen the mouths of madness.
That will kind of get them, that will be another series of looks between each other. You've seen the mouth?
More than one.
There's more than one. Oh, there's
Less
not
than there
strong.
were now.
That is good. You froze them then?
We will now we will exchange looks at each other like freeze. We blew them the hell up.
Why would you destroy an eating pit and risk that for the stomach it feeds? The mouth is still. Why would that not serve the purpose?
I'll give him the look a dog does when someone's eating food in front of their face, and they're confused why they're not being fed. It's like, huh?
You may have guessed it, but I will confirm what you're thinking. Our body opposes foreigners who came to Dalal with the dig. Alarm's great at what they were doing. We tried to oppose them quietly, sabotaging their supplies, undermining them, undermining their allies. But they were tenacious, both the chief, Kuna, and the American, Ayers, were possessed with penetrating the ancient chambers. When they finally did, we had no choice but to open the seals of the most potent heritage and the Shrine of Fire.
So you caused the eruption.
We did.
Good. That's another ways of explosion. Yes. Question though. You spoke of freezing these mouths.
Speak more of this.
Our methods have been the most crude because we did not know anything more than they were mouths that were doing horrible things to people. And so we did as most people in ignorance do. We relied on fire and destruction.
Unfortunately, the ones we know who knew have passed since. But we were able to educate one. My surprising one. He knows the ritual that stills the mouth.
Where can we find this knowledgeable man?
He is in the crater. He has not moved much. He does not move much, but getting there will be dangerous.
The smaller crater or the larger crater?
The crater, the one where they did their dig. He returned there once the lava had cooled.
the cairn.
Yeah, they can.
Hmm. Well, we
Seems I
would,
have to go talk to this man.
no, we wouldn't be here if we wanted easy. If we were looking for easy tasks. We're here because we must be here, I guess.
Hmm. We're here because there are mouths like this all over the world, it seems.
Yeah. We were. I must admit, when we say we broke the seals, did none of us three. We were initiated afterwards. We have seen the mouth, but we were not here when it was calcified. And then kind of a bit of back and forward on that word.
When it was made solid.
Yeah,
you
made
said.
solid.
We saw someone else do a similar thing, but we do not know how.
The problem is our tribe is stretched thin. People have relocated further north. The war has disrupted us even further. We three are the only remaining guardians.
Hmm. Oh, then. So why is Dahl a inhospitable place due to the people that worship these mouths, or is it just you were warning us off because that's where you all live?
The flower of a cult is beginning there.
Ah,
We're not
Yeah.
sure if they know it yet.
That is somewhat of our purpose.
Yeah, if the poison tree flowers in this land,
It's not
then
gonna.
yeah,
There's not going to be very many around to pull the roots out.
yeah, we're few. I mean, as I say, the guardians were never large in number, a few in each tribe. But as the tribes have dispersed, our numbers have spread.
Can't really pull your resources when knowledge of the thing we're dealing with is prone to make people go funny in the head, right?
Yeah.
As most people lack the fortitude to do so. All right. Do you know anything more of this? These people here making this cult, that they're flowering this cult? Any name?
No, it is mainly the Dalal people.
Mm.
They've become reclusive.
So like the entirety of the town could be going.
That is our worry.
Just when we lost our guy who made the big explosions.
Yeah, but we still got our guy who makes the medical stuff.
Or
I'm not sure what I can do about this.
I mean, if they let's discuss methods when we're not
I'll think about it.
out of character. There's always one. It's always great to poison the local water supply.
It's so nice when we're on the same exact wavelength.
I should note, Julius would vehemently oppose such acts.
Probably.
Probably.
Does he need to know?
It is
Considering he's the only one here who'd be able to make the stuff, yes, he would
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
it's more the fact of it's just like, okay, so the Trail of Cthulhu progression is just how much do you believe murdering the mythos is more important than your own human sensibilities?
Are you willing to take stability damage in order to defeat the enemy?
It's down to the
really-
abyss. The abyss stares into you.
Are you willing to do things that would make the Nazis in World War II look like fucking cherubs at times?
Hey now, we're not going that far.
Yeah, we're not. Don't even
Not yet.
fucking joke about that, please.
We're not going that far. We don't have our explosives guy anymore, for one.
Yeah, we can't go full hydrogen bombing on that.
I do not want to invent the hydrogen bomb 30 years too early. Or wait, no.
Look,
20.
but if you had to
10
stop,
years, less than 10 years, 9 years.
but if you had
I've
to,
already
No,
insinuated that
not-
we're
not-
looking for uranium.
Not the atomic bomb.
Oh, the hydrogen bomb.
Hydrogen bomb.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd be
Not
down
enough
for not
fission, the
inventing
fusion.
It's more the
Yeah.
fact. I mean, it's more the fact. Yeah, invading the hydrogen bomb early is bad. Would be bad, but it would also be like if you had to drop it on a Cthulhu, though, because
Would
that's
he notice?
I mean, he noticed when someone drove a freighter liner through his head. Hopefully, we think he did. He might have just been walking out for a cup of tea. Anyway, back to the game.
Said freighter was a star.
Star freighter.
So this is what we can do to aid you, apart from provide warnings.
We've gotten this far without anything.
Still,
Um,
the warning is appreciated.
Do you know how to deal with the heat?
We do, but it's not something that can be quickly taught. You have to grow up like this to properly understand the heat, the desert.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing quick and dirty. Understood.
The guide would be telling you anything quick and dirty already.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Stuff like, just stop standing in the sun. God damn, had dogs and Englishmen.
Mm.
Not wrong, to be fair.
They kind of they rise. They'll thank you for the drinks. Hopefully you will find what you look, but try not to waken anything out there. For while the mouth sleeps, we cannot be assured that it cannot be woken.
Oh, we don't want to do that either. We shall be careful.
We don't want to find out that the mouths can, be unfrozen, I guess.
And after that, they will leave.
Told you it was a good time for a drink.
Yes. That.
All right, so it gives you an
I can't
option.
believe we got through an encounter without trying to kill someone.
I know.
All right, so the gunshots ring out about now.
I
No.
Bruce, elephant gun.
I do love how the entire encounter is just you guys trying to suss each other out.
Yeah,
That was pretty great.
it's two secret societies kind of meet and go,
Well,
Are you guys
one secret
cultists?
society
No.
and
You?
one
No.
One band of adventurers.
one band of murder hobos trying to stop secret societies.
This is how secret societies form. I don't think anyone sets out.
Fair point.
No one sets out to form a secret society. You do this and realize you've got to sort something out to stop it happening again. And oops, secret society.
All of a
Plenty of
sudden,
people go out to start secret societies. They just never succeed.
The ones that do are the ones who actually have something to bind them together.
like ancient murder hobo cults.
Yeah.
That are, wandering around making sure that no one is worshiping bad gods. Unfortunately, said they didn't have much information about the
Well, it looks like we're not topping up at Dalal unless the thief wants to try and make a supply run.
that, or we could go and do our civic duty in Dalal and rep out whatever routes are taking root there. I mean, it's not
Something tells me that will get all or most of us killed.
I mean, the guys said that they weren't fully far gone; they're just getting there. So maybe, maybe an accident to somebody or another might prevent them from going down the dark side.
We tried being sneaky last time.
Look, we tried. It wasn't we weren't sneaky last time. It was the fact that we just, went all the wrong ways. I mean, would you want another cult popping up out here in the desert where God knows who would actually find them?
No,
Best place
but
for them.
there are also only 5 of us.
Yeah.
We'll have a much easier time sabotaging the cult forming by damaging whatever's waiting in the crater.
Well,
So
what
there's
are-
nothing to speak to the
listen.
village.
It seems
There's
like the
only
crater-
5 of us, and also we're all in pretty
From-
bad shape from the
The cult
heat.
will not be very difficult to deal with for an army.
Well, okay, so you can just
And out of character, I will spend credit rating to encourage the army to deal with these rebels in Dalal, who are forming a strong point and planning to raid.
Well, that's okay. Well, that's a bit rough, but sure, we'll go on that.
I mean, we can't do that until we get back.
I know.
Right.
Oh, okay. We can go on the. We can sub past the ball and find out what
It's a
happens.
tough note to crack, so I'm going to let someone else swing the hammer.
They said though that basically what they were implying though for the crater was that the thing that happened there was handled beforehand, but the guy who knows shit in there is still alive.
And is still there.
Yes, it's still there. So we need to go and get to him to get the full skinny on what the frag's doing around. I'm sure looking upon him, whatever he may look like, is probably going to cost us ability/sanity check. Who knows?
And the worst part is, most of us are gonna take penalties to that.
Significant ones.
Oh wait, actually no. Only 2 of us are gonna take penalties to that.
Yeah,
I don't think sand checks are contests technically.
I mean, I have 10. I have 10 stability. I'm gonna love to watch it all go away in one roll.
Well, anyway, more immediately, what are we doing with Dalal?
We know the road goes to Dalal and there's the road out to the mountain. We could simply converse with our guides and see if there's a shortcut or a corner we can cut, so that we come off the road before Dalal, strike southeast, and hit the road to the mountain.
That, or if we go through it at all, we go there as fast. We do not linger at all, and we just grab supplies and go
I would be more inclined.
to avoid it completely. Yes, but we don't know if anything's going to like entice. We don't know if there's anything that's going to entice us to go there for some reason or another.
Aside from the obvious supply issues, you mean?
Besides whatever cost risk analysis that the writers put into the book, but in the first place, outside of character.
Yeah,
But-
so we'll head there and assess the situation and spend as little time as we can.
Yes. And then Gray says you triggered my trap card, and then horrible stuff happens.
I mean, obviously, reacting to the previous trap is exactly how you end up in the current trap.
It's just traps all the way down.
So what we should be doing, clearly, is considering what the next trap will be and working to avoid it.
And what if they already considered that you would actually do that in the first place, though, and then they trapped you in a counter trap?
Then the only solution is to continue as we were originally intending to before we encountered the first trap at Malta, thus bypassing all of their countermeasures completely.
All right, so you're approaching Dalal.
Yes.
All right, you kind of move across. It's probably mid-afternoon. Getting towards evening by the time you arrive, or morning, depending if you're traveling at night.
Of course, we're traveling at night.
Yeah, that would.
Desert.
Yeah, traveling at night would definitely be better for the heat tracker.
So morning is coming. You kind of come across a crest, and you can see like the lights of a village. Fire, of course. Not a massive place. Quick estimate: somewhere between 50 and 100 people, depending on how tightly they pack in the houses.
So from the crest of this hill, can we see the road leading to the mountain?
Yeah.
I say we just take the road leading to the mountain and don't even bother stopping.
I'll ask our guide how we're doing on supplies.
Yeah, you're fine for supplies.
Okay, skip the law.
So the bargain pay actually worked out, I guess.
Let's skip this wretched hive of scum and backstabbery and not get stabbed in our backs.
All right, are you going to go silently, or are you just going to go ride?
The fact that you asked makes me want to go silently, but
Yes, but I also might just be trying to bleed points for no reason.
Entirely true.
Yeah,
But in that case, you might as well ask if we'd like to strafe the town as we pass by. We're on camels. We have guns.
Borrow a couple of CR-32s from the Italians and just drop a few bombs on them.
I call an airstrike on my position.
You don't have enough points.
I roll my 6 preparedness.
I don't know. By this, Tevin's got you've got 16 preparedness.
Yes, I have 16 preparedness.
I'm pretty sure you could
How
have.
in the
How the hell did you have 16?
It's a general skill, and as a dilettante, I get to choose my class skills.
Oh.
I also have 16 piloting.
He basically, I think you said he's basically like it's Bruce who preparedness.
Bruce, my 10 points of my preparedness skill are Bruce.
All right.
You know, I probably should have expected that when you started with 7 credit rating. That's
I'm also a minor nobility, yes. That's how I stayed out of the Air Force.
why would they have put you in the Air Force?
Because I have 16 piloting.
I've seen one of the best pilots in the world.
Top 3, that's for sure. You know that German ace, that Red Baron guy?
Yeah.
He had an Italian mistress.
That would be doubly impressive given that they were on opposite sides of the war in the First World.
It has to be at the
It's
First World War.
Italy.
Well then, so do you want me to roll stealth, Gray? I can roll like stealth and do the spin thing to get everyone else around it.
It's up to you. You don't have to stealth your way through this. You can though.
Oh, okay. But the thing is, we could stealth our way on the way out as well. Because we'll have to come back by here anyway, wouldn't we?
Say again, sorry?
We had to come back through this town on the way back from the mountain as well.
If we want to take the same road, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to come by the same road, yes, we'll come back for Dalal on the other way. We could always try and shortcut it on our way out. But
That's
that
not
carries risks.
Fortunato says we're good.
That's okay. So Gray, do I have to spend the thing to piggyback them all the way through?
I mean, some of us have stealth points we can spend as well, so
I can. Well, the thing is, I can spend a point each for each of you. So that's 1 point of stealth per character to have you all go through with a stealth of 9.
Well, I don't have.
I am
stealth,
not
so-
sneak.
What was that? What was it?
Gotcha, I don't have.
I
stealth.
am not sneaky.
yeah, I have some stealth, so
Edit. What's up?
No stealth. Stealth, please.
Okay.
stealth
I mean,
plus.
That's two
Honestly,
people.
We'll trade
I'm-
decent booze for stealth.
I'm seriously doubting I'm going to get anything of worth out of my stealth roll.
So how about I just spend the 4 to piggyback you all through, and I just go down to 1 stealth.
If you have the points for it, yeah, fine.
Yeah,
the rest of us
honestly, that works because the rest of us that do have stealth can use it on the way back.
Done.
All right. So this is obviously early enough. The village has no guards because
And we pass through the city like a breeze, like a gust of wind.
and you begin your way up the mountain. All right.
It's a 3-click hike. We're on camels, so
It's fine, I have ride.
Can you piggyback us to the ride?
I was more.
I have 2 points of ride.
All right. So you're
I was
moving.
more trying to sort of ballpark how long that would take.
So, well, 3 kilometers on camels, hour, less than that, half an hour.
So I mean, it's not gonna be noon by the time we get there, but it's gonna start. The temperature's gonna start going up.
Well, it's about dawn, which will be say 7, so it'll be 8, 9ish at the latest. So still
That's not
early
bad,
morning.
Jack.
What's the big? Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Right,
I was
actually-
gonna ask a dumb question. Go ahead.
Okay. So, the Laurel Mountain is a broad expanse of colourful salt flats, periodically interrupted by mineral pillars and brine pools.
Hmm.
So there is water, but you can't drink it.
Not without
That is
evaporating
the
first,
most.
anyway.
That is the biggest irony that you're in a desert. There's a pool of water and it's salt water.
Makes a mockery of all good things.
When we say it's a mountain, it's only about 150 feet above the plain.
That qualifies because
Yeah.
it exploded.
Yeah.
Valid.
There's also a very broad crater at the top for some unknown reason.
Someone blew up the mountain. These people went and questioned our methods when this is the results of their previous having to
And
deal
the
with it.
Gato.
crater is actually the mouth.
I wasn't going to say anything because I was being diplomatic.
Yeah, Gato. With your diplomacy, your geology, sorry.
Yes, I have that.
Yep. You can identify as a old crater that's probably been worn down by erosion.
How mouth-like does it look like, considering my my sanity loss?
No, it's just a crater, just a mountain.
Okay, good. No teeth.
You can't actually get to an angle where it looks like a mouth.
You can also see a much smaller crater about a mile southwest of the mountain. That one,
That would be where we're going.
yes, that one looks a lot more like rugged and jagged.
Looks more new and teeth-like.
Approaching it is relatively small, actually. It's about 30 yards across. Only really shallow. May have been deeper, may have been bigger, but this is what it is now. You kind of see probably overlaps where the dig site is.
So
Fine.
the dig site is where? So you see what I was saying about the dig site?
It kind of overlaps where the dig site, but you kind of expected that. So, Gato goes off on one and starts explaining that it's a phreatic subaerial eruption, which occurs when a magnet from below the Earth's surface comes into contact with the underground water, results in a steam explosion throwing earth and rock, before collapsing
Clearly.
to form a crater.
I only have one geology.
Yeah, but apparently you know everything about volcanoes, because this isn't just
Volcanoes are cool.
This isn't the spend. This is just general knowledge. So yeah,
Power of volcano.
it wasn't a lava everywhere eruption. It was a gas and rock explosion.
Yeah, it's a big one-time geyser.
Yeah,
Steam
one-time goes.
explosion. You get those every couple of years on the rail. Don't be there when it happens.
This kind of fits in with what the Guardian's saying about using spells.
Or doing something or another where they set this up to explode in the first place.
Ah, yes, the good old cleric spell, create water.
As you wander around, you will find a small car. Cairn.
Sorry, was that a cairn or a car?
Cairn.
Cairn. Okay.
Cairn.
Cairn.
I was hoping for a car.
God, it's the worst of all gods. The Karen.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I'm a nobleman. We automatically count as managers.
That
makes me +6 versus Karens.
You'll obviously think this was obviously built after the eruption because it's far too shoddy to have survived what has blown everything else up around it.
+3 after heat.
We should examine this cairn and see if that old man that they spoke about is here.
Indeed.
All right.
It said that he would be in the crater, so this could be a good place to start.
Right. You commence desiccating it.
With our eyes.
Okay, with your eyes.
I'm not tearing it down. We're looking for a person, not a corpse.
I'll skip that section then.
I hope we're looking for a person and not a corpse, because I'm looking for a person, not a corpse.
Look, the last thing I want to do and deal with is desecrating a Karen, alright?
Yeah, let's not.
Or a Karn.
Or a Karn.
All right.
Or a car.
Your car. Do not desecrate a car.
We're okay with desecrating cars as long as they're out of gas.
Yeah, it's just a giant stone statue in the shape of a hearse.
All right.
Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair.
Because I forgot to put fuel in.
And he says this at the foot of the statue of a Volvo.
Yeah.
Or a Pinto.
All right. So what are your plans now you're in the crater?
We're looking for this guy who knows how to seal the mouths.
Or information that he may have left behind.
Or his battered remains at the bottom of the crater if the colt got to him first. But, something in anywhere between those three.
I mean,
We find that library where it says the cult's breaking down my door. Turns out I was a doll the entire time. Hell.
how did he get the message out here?
Clearly, that's where they found him.
But he was a doll the entire time.
Alright, so I'm just checking what skills you've got.
Honestly, the true horror is player improv. That's what I'm learning.
Oh, it's not like a
Yeah,
normal
probably.
campaign where I take what you say and run within the worst possible way.
This is true.
You're not?
No, only some of
Oh.
it anyway. Alright. So we don't have Cars's character. Let's move him off to one side. That way I won't keep looking at his skills. So, this will actually be Jimmy.
Jimmy?
Yeah,
Jimmy?
Jimmy with his evidence collection.
Ah. Right, okay. Is this a spend or is this merely
No, this is just a core clue.
Gotcha.
You don't find any signs of kind of habitation here, but you do notice that there has been recent work here. So the cairn. Sorry, don't I keep calling it a cairn? I'm having one of those days where I can't say words.
Star Trek on the brain.
Yeah,
The Karen. We got it.
the cairn. Yeah, the cairn is still under work.
God.
It looks like it's still being expanded and worked on.
I think what it is that in Gaelic it is pronounced something close to Karn. It's just really hard to say that clearly over a voice channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when you have a
Especially
list.
when you're not a native speaker.
I just had a thought. We should really have asked those guardians if there was some kind of identifying thing we could say when we meet this guy,
Yeah, well,
so that he will know we're not secretly cultists trying to murder him.
Wrong tube for my drink.
Okay, I thought that was Taryn cooking again.
That's Karen cooking, but me joking.
Part of it was me doing dishes. Yes, it's true.
Okay, so yeah, so no one's living in this crater, but someone is working here, cleaning up, re-sanctifying it in some way.
Okay. Getting ready to blow it up again.
Getting ready to start the cult up again or something.
Are there any signs of, say, tracks anywhere else around, this cairn? Are there, say, any other...
All right,
it look-
that'll be a 1 point evidence collection spend.
That's fair enough. I will do that.
Yep.
One moment.
Yep, you're able to find a bit that's kind of a bit more run down. The plants, they are a bit more worn down. The ground's a bit more compacted. And it kind of leads kind of up towards the canyon.
Okay. Towards the Salt Canyons, just looking at this map.
Yes, towards the Salt Canyons.
Okay. Well, if we're not going to find anything at the cairn, do worse than trying to track whoever's doing this. It might be our old man in the crater, the supposedly wise one.
Yep, makes as much sense as anything.
All right.
Follow the tracks then.
You follow the tracks.
Rocks fall, everyone dies. Sorry,
Ah,
I'm
dang.
used to it. Yeah.
Nope,
Wrong
last
kind of tracks.
chance lose me, everybody.
So, you move up and you kind of come to the start of the canyons and you find a relatively easy path down. And this is like the first time, it's not cool, you feel properly shaded. So, the canyons have got nice cover. And up ahead you see a cave that has the basics of human habitation laid around them. As you approach, a cloaked man appears at the kind of entrance and calls out in the local language. The guy translates. He says, "Why are you here? Who are you?" And then, kind of like the figure stops and calls out in English. You speak English?
Speak American.
Yes.
No, I say in Italian.
What?
Because yes, remember Gato doesn't actually speak English.
Oh yeah.
Bruce has been
Yeah.
translating for all this time.
Yeah. I
Funny
forgot
enough, it's still no.
Yep, Tobin waves his hand. It's like, yes, hello, revered elder. We are here on a peaceful mission of exploration.
You should go. This is not a place for you. You'll find nothing here but death and madness.
Well, when I say peaceful, I meant with respect to humans, not with respect to that which feeds.
You're opposing him?
Very much so, yes.
Vehemently.
Yeah. Oh, then I suppose we should talk. And he kind of lowers his hood, and you will recognize the face. This is George Ayres.
Exactly as anticipated.
Which
As
one?
of
Was,
10 seconds ago.
that's another one of the guys who was
That's the guy we're looking
The
for.
guy you're looking for, the cultist.
Yeah, it is. Huh.
Obi-Wan is here.
Yep, he's basically Obi-Waning you.
George Ayres. I haven't heard that name in almost 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's very lean, very tanned, but from what you can see under the cloak, he's got a gaunt face, long hair, beard. He's not starving, he's just
Lean.
lean. Yeah. As somebody who's been living in a desert for 10 years probably would look.
Desertified.
He says, I
Streamlined.
have little to offer you, but you're welcome to join me in the cave while we talk.
We have booze.
Yes.
This is not the time to randomly offer everyone booze.
That's my shtick. Stop trying to steal it.
I no longer partake.
Okay, understood.
Well, please excuse him.
So, he'll kind of move you into the tent, into the cave. It's extremely basic, Spartan. There's a couple of books, a bedroll, a fire. You can see there's a water source nearby. So it's very, very Spartan.
One was saying
It's livable, but it's not comfortable.
No.
Yeah, Dr. Ayres, it's such an honor. I've been following your work and your research for, it feels like quite some time now. You are doing unprecedented work into the supernatural. It's absolutely fascinating, if it wasn't so horrifying, of course.
Oh, you do not know the half of it. So, I take it from this you have run into one of the mouths?
2 or 3.
2.
Multiple. There
You
was
have
a lot of
survived.
them.
Run into an
Two big
entire
ones and
garden.
more little ones than I ever want to see again in my life.
Well, you've survived. That is that.
I have a question for you, good sir. We spoke to some people who were said were supposedly guardians of this area. They were warning us off Dahl. They spoke of a calcification method for dealing with the mouse, where we've been working on a much more crude method of blowing them the fuck up with massive amounts of prejudice. So I must ask you, sir, what would be a good way of dealing with these things?
Well,
If I might-
blowing them up will slow them down, but they will reform. The rite of abstinence works. And
The what?
the rite of abstinence. Some ways, the only way to combat the mouths is to deny them that which they feed.
So don't feed the mouse and they'll wither.
That
Not so
explains
much
the
wither
energy.
as solidify. It's a hard ritual, but it is better than the alternative. And with that, he stands and opens his robe in front of you.
Oh dear. Ah.
Hmm.
Is that a stability check?
Yep, that's a 3 points ability mythos stability check.
Oh,
Yay!
Ooh,
I will
that's
spend
not gonna be
2
fun.
Well, look, if you spend 2, you might lose 5.
point. I'll spend 1.
But
That means
mythos
you'll-
is 4, remember?
And what number are we trying to beat, Gray? 4?
4, yep.
You know, I can lose 3.
God damn it!
I knew that was going to happen.
So how much sanity? Stability was this?
3 points.
Okay.
So if you spent 1, that means you lost 4 in one
Yep.
go.
Yep, he has a half-open mouth with a lopsided sneer on his in his stomach.
I will immediately leave the cave and vomit.
Yep. I think the people who failed that check.
I will take one cigarette, put it in my mouth, and inhale the entirety of it in one go.
Doesn't even light the thing.
Yeah, Tobin is just getting closer. It's like fascinating.
God damn it, Toby.
It bites your arm off. No, it's as you get closer, you see it's the lips and teeth are kind of yellow. It's completely motionless.
How did this happen? When?
This is the price I paid for my earlier decadence. I was a member of the cult, and this was the favour. Yeah, the nipple eyes are amazing. I have to say, I like this one.
I
Can't
didn't, I
unsee.
genuinely didn't realize that they weren't. at
Eyes.
first.
Yeah.
Hey, great. That's yeah.
I wasn't going to say it aloud on purpose.
All right. Good, sir. So, you're saying, so what is the feed of these creatures then? If it's not, is it spiritual? Is it like physical?
Spiritual, they feed off want.
Well, we're all fucked. We found one in L.A. If anything, hold on. Like
How
physical,
long does
like
it
wanting.
take them to reform?
Depends. Weeks, months, years, decades. The one here is being like nullified, but even then it's just whispering to the people of Dalal. They call it the agony of the wind. It's driving them to self-mutilation. They're not a cult yet, but they will be soon.
So if we were to say, so essentially we need to evacuate Dalal in some means or manner.
They
to
wouldn't
stop-
leave. They are forming a religion.
If say military men were involved,
Military could do it. It would probably end in bloodshed, which in some ways would feed the thing.
but it would be a short-term meal rather than a full course over time.
That is true.
When that just means it would have to call further abound. Well then, I shift to a new cigarettes.
And tell us the details of this rite of abstinence.
It's complicated. It is meditation, consumption of only the barest amounts of food, water, abstinence of all your personal drives.
Previously we've seen there was a mouth in a gardener's shed. I know it was right next to the bigger mouths that we found in L.A. We found one calcified by a man sticking a crucifix into its mouth, and it stood there fully calcified. Is there any means like could there be a more solid?
The It is not a creature of religion. It is a creature of faith.
So if a man has more faith, then
Yes, the object is a concentration of faith. Whoever it belonged to must have been extremely dedicated to the Christianity, which then passed into the object, which was and then allowed it to calcify the mouth.
I think we're
there's-
22.
any object of faith could be worked at, but it would have to be extreme faith.
So what you seem to be saying is if we could somehow found a monastery or a convent on top of these sites, then that would act as a containment.
It would have
Possibly.
But it would have to have believers is the main problem.
Yeah, they would need to be true believers.
Well, in a convent, surely that's not an issue.
You've never
You
been to
do
a
not know your
convent,
history,
have
do you?
Also, like, I don't know. It's making me think
Seriously,
of-
monasteries were the biggest, like,
It's
were
where they made the-
cesspits.
It's where they made the hooch. It's where they founded and made spirits. Was in monasteries.
Yes.
You also have
We
to
are
remember that
totally
they were
agree.
basically the landlords.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole thing when the Benedictines. There's one order that goes for complete kind of like abstinence of everything, stuff like that. When they rose, they were seen as a major threat to the point they tried to have them completely eradicated. Because the idea that you should give this money to charity as opposed to keeping it to make the church great was considered like heresy almost.
Church giving up its taxes, essentially.
Giving up your taxes as opposed to using them to build bigger churches to glorify God and yourself along the way. Yeah. Remember, most people became like bishops and stuff like that were the third sons of nobility.
So, continuing on. So we need real religious faith, which is kind of hard to produce on demand.
Especially nowadays.
There is one way, but
Mhm.
it is not. If one was to learn the ritual of self-purification and then feed themselves to the mouth, that would neutralize it. That is what happened here. A member of the Guardians fed themselves the mouth to calcify it.
Choke on it. Choke on it. Yeah. So
In fact, it took 3 people. But the first 2 were not pure enough. So even until you force yourself into it more, there is no way of knowing if it will work.
I fear this is beyond us. None of us are that pure.
Good, sir. I would like to let you. I would unfortunately let you know that I'm a thief. I don't think I have very much purity in me, even though I do say my Hail Marys. Especially nowadays, when the times do what they do.
I will teach you the ritual.
Sure.
Perhaps we can pass it on to someone more worthy.
At the very least, it will help to keep us from gestures at mouth and stomach.
It will take time, however.
But so we can go about the ritual learning in a bit later. There is more to discuss because our organization that you ran beforehand when when all this decadence was going on about did it have because we were dealing with I proceed to explain the entirety of the thing we found in the Maltans, the Singaporeans, and all this other such. This entire global cult that has seemed to have spread from the ashes of this.
He doesn't seem interested at all.
Mm. Okay.
That is all past my time. I came out here as a willing, member to expand the cult, but I changed this kind of motions to his stomach. This changed me.
Found out they
Yeah, the mouth was just too much. All it wanted to do was eat the world, and now I have to focus everything on maintaining myself.
Well then,
The only thing you will kind of get interested in is when you mention Edgar Job.
the what?
Edgar Job,
Eckerd
The
Job.
guy we saw in
the guy in the sanitarium.
Ah.
Enchivara took an unusual interest in him for a reason I didn't understand. He was a nice enough man, misled. Not surprised he's in a sanitarium now.
It's the least place for him he can be, for, I guess, mischief can come to him. Unless he's... So, I have a... It seems a mighty bit hopeless if these things these things are created. How are these things created? Just via a sin, a place of iniquity or something? Like...
They come from the body. You're seeing the mouth.
Yeah.
The mouths are connected to a body.
Oh.
Which is somewhere on this world.
Metaphorically or too biblically?
Do we still have the notebook from way back?
Yep. I assume you've got that with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and show him the illustrations in that.
Yeah, he will kind of twitch a little bit. And you'll kind of notice that the mouth on his stomach is subtly smiling now, as if it's moved slightly.
Let's not disturb the man who's currently holding on to reality by both by fingertips.
All I know is that it can be reached through an unnatural ravine, a reflecting crack. It will open near a mountaintop in some far off place. It only opens when the moon is dark and the stars shine down. Just so upon that far cleft.
I take it this is a problem that even Nitroglycerin couldn't solve, I guess.
No, I'd say it's beyond me.
Well then. Seems that we have the entirety of human depravity to fight against, because it says to stop the world from being consumed by a maw. Or we find the source part and I guess give it... I don't know. I'm having the part of Cthulhu things where the problem is so huge that I don't think you kind of like fall to the point where you're like, how do I fix this?
You're getting the information, but you have to remember you're getting the information as a location by location basis.
Yes.
So, everything you're learning is important, but until you've visited all the locations, you won't understand why. Yeah.
All we know now is that the body will appear in a flint's crack in a mountain range somewhere. When the moon is full, he says?
I'm going to
No,
ask
the
from
moon is
outside the
dark.
cave if he's put his shirt back on yet.
No.
Nobody will. He's happy to put it back on.
Too many teeth.
That's the text.
That feels like an astronomy spend to know when the new moon hits.
All right.
The
It's
moon
just
being
we
dark,
don't
that
know.
sounds more like a lunar eclipse.
So lunar eclipse and a flexing crack,
It could be an eclipse. I feel like it. I doubt that though.
like an active fault line. Mm.
We'll have to get back to a library somewhere to figure this out, I believe.
No, then.
All right.
Sounds good.
Does anyone want to learn the ritual self-denial?
Yes.
Sure.
I will force us all to.
Nope. I recognize that as being a thing that is directly opposed to my personality.
Okay, for those of you who want to,
Mm-hmm.
it's a 1 point spend in one of the two of the following categories: Cthulhu mythos, hypnosis, cult, psychoanalysis, or stability.
I don't
So-
have any of those anyway.
I have 2 of those actually. Yeah.
So 2 point spend. So say so it's
So
it's
is that
one.
2 point spend in each of
No,
these?
1 point in each. So 1 point in two different skills.
So a cult and Cthulhu Mythos go
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Yep, that's what I'm spending.
I'm spending occult and psychoanalysis.
I couldn't learn it if I wanted to.
All right, so that's level 1.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have level 1, that takes you a week. By the way, you're here for a week.
Oh.
At least we don't gain more heat points.
No, he's got a cool enough K for that. So a 5 point spend in any of those combinations will get you to rating 2. 25 point spend and 1 year gets you to rating 3. Basically, this is you've got like the basic knowledge, but to get any better will take time.
Do we have time to spend though?
You probably don't have a
Pretty
year.
sure no.
It does say that rating 5 is 625 point spend and 100 year investment.
And what's the 2 point?
600.
Right,
That's
sorry,
true.
I'm back.
Well, you missed a hell of a thing.
600 point spend and 100 year time investment.
I'm sorry, what?
You need to pony up 600 points right now.
And we'll see you next century.
No.
Excuse me?
The virtual self-denial is a tiered thing. So to learn level 1...
I think he missed that entire
Yes,
thing.
that's why I'm going through it again. Level
Yes,
1...
ritual self-denial.
Yeah. Level 1 takes a week. And it's a 1 point spend in any of the 2 skills. 2 of any of the following skills: mythos, hypnosis, occult, psychoanalysis, or stability.
Psychoanalysis.
Uh-huh.
Level 2 is a 5 point spend in any combination from those same lot.
So
and a month.
Actually, quick question: is this cumulative or are those separate?
I think they're cumulative. So a month and 5 points will get you to level 2. You can do, once you go past this first level, you can do them as you go. So if you want to start living like a life of abstinence and building this up, you can, but it will take you time. So level 2 is 5, level 3 is 25.
And 1 year.
Yeah.
I
In 1 year.
I do have. I could go to level 2 by spending. Oh, is this from the max or from like what? If I
No,
spend
it's
like
just a pull point spend.
so if I spend like 5 stability, go down to 2 stability, and we stayed here for a month.
We don't have to stay here for a month. Once you stay for the first week to learn the first bit, you can learn.
Basically,
You can
he's going to
further
give
study.
you the basics and then let you do the rest at your own pace.
It gives you the self-help book and gets you going, and after that, you have to kind of figure out yourself.
I got to go season myself to throw myself down a mouth, right? Gotcha.
Or at
And we
least
don't-
protect yourself from mouths in the future.
No. Does this mean I have to give up cigarettes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Do you enjoy them?
Ah.
Then yes.
I
So,
light up a new cigarette.
just going to add a new column on the sheet.
I'm running low.
So, who has got the ritual?
Fortunato does.
Tobin does.
So, Fortunato and Tobin are both at level 1.
And Tullius.
Yes.
Gatto cannot even try.
Well, he can. He has stability.
He needs some stability and something else.
Yeah, he doesn't have any of the other skills.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Serpentis, are you going in, or do you not have any of those?
I mean, I have stability.
Yeah, you need to, though.
Yeah.
But you don't have a cult nor what do you call it? You can't do the spiritual thing.
Called
Yeah.
Mythos.
No,
I
no,
can't remember the other one.
no,
As I see-
Mythos.
It seems like a very holy thief person. It seems like.
Yeah, I
This is-
can't do it.
This is the turning point in your life. Remember, he's a cultist. He was one of the leaders of the cult.
Yeah.
And then he had a mouth pop up in his chest and was like, "Oh no, fuck this."
Mm-hmm.
Which is a fairly good reaction to that.
Yeah, can't deny that.
Yeah, I somehow get the
it's
feeling that the bigger mouths are people who saw the mouth forming in their stomach and they're like, "Oh, cool, let's see where this goes."
Maybe.
Ish. Basically, I don't have the skills, so I can't pick up the ritual.
All right.
Well, you still get to spend a week in a cave not dying of heat stroke.
Yes.
It's kind of better than dying of heat stroke.
Yep,
Yeah, no, I'm down for that part. Absolutely.
you all drop on the level, I think. I think a week there.
Does he get
Oh,
where
yeah.
do you get his food from? Is my main question.
The Guardians deliver a small amount every week. He doesn't eat much.
I gathered that.
From
Doesn't
the
eat-
fact how scrawny he is.
Yeah, doesn't eat much.
From the
Drinks-
denying the pleasures of the flesh business.
Yeah, drinks brackish water occasionally. He is like leveled. He's level 4, which is a 125 point and 10-year investment. That's what it's taken him to get here.
So he's well seasoned to throw himself down a maw if necessary.
In theory.
And he's camping one. And he has one camping him.
Mm-hmm. But okay, so what we need to do is either turn Dahl into a religious fanatic, zealot, fucking hotspot place to hold this place down with your faith, or we clear them
So
out with
basically,
army.
we're either calling the church or we're calling the army.
Essentially, yes.
For fuck's sake, we are white as hell.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Italian.
that's how it goes. Well, let's go and call. Let's go and influence the army
Alright.
in this area.
As we before you leave,
Mhm.
you'll notice that this has taken a toll on him. You know, he's been talking to you. He's been explaining things.
He's been enjoying himself.
Well, I won't go that far, but he's not been.
He's been around us. I don't think
Yeah.
he was enjoying himself.
He's not been focusing on his meditations as much as he would. The lips have begun to moisten, start to move slightly. And yeah, you can see it starting to grow. And as the week goes on, you can see it starting to consume him.
Oh shit!
So, everyone who's learning the ritual, please make a 5-point non-mythos stability check, because you've forced this guy to cause himself horrific pain. And the realization of that hits you.
Well, I might be just about to go into negatives.
Okay,
I'm
so
suddenly glad I couldn't do this.
Actually, wait,
How is he this non-mythos?
It's 4+, isn't it?
Because this isn't about the mouth moving. This is about the fact that this guy is sacrificing his own physical well-being to help you. And you feel it's the guilt of doing that.
The man who is continuously who can only exist right this moment as a complete aesthetic is aesthetic. Yeah, not an aesthetic. He doesn't work just a flying spaghetti monster.
All right. So, only Functionado loses sanity.
I lose. Oh, female stability. I lost 5.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't roll a 3.
Stability, not sanity. Sorry.
Good thing it's not Mythos then.
Yeah. All right. So as you leave him, you will begin to reassert control, but you can see this is costing. The mouth is a lot larger than it was when you first met him. So yes, he didn't have much in the way of information for you, but you've learned a very useful ritual.
And also the fact of also more of this whole spiritual bullshit of how this is connected to the wanton gluttony of humanity, I guess.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Truly, the real monster is man.
Yep.
No, it's definitely the giant moors that are growing out the walls.
Definitely the giant mouth things. They're way bigger than we are.
All right.
I missed
We will have to decide, are we leaving Dalal for the army, or do we try to intervene there?
None of us are especially religious, except maybe him, pointing at Discard.
Well, I'm ever so slightly. I was, my father was more religious than I could have been, but hard times has made one dirty thy frock.
Understandable. I have exactly no connections to any priesthood.
Well,
All right. So the last bit of bookkeeping before you head on is those who have learned the ritual of self-denial. You now take 1 less point of stability loss than seeing a mouth, and any damage the mouth inflicts on you is reduced by 1.
Neat.
So you guys have a 1 point level of protection against the mouths now.
I have not taken any damage from one thus far, but that's nice to know.
Yeah, I just thought I'd let you know so you can remind me, because I might forget.
all right, I'm putting that in my notes.
You're basically warding yourselves against them.
Against big ol'
And
mouth.
if you reach level 2, then of course that becomes a 2 point, 3 point, 4 point.
You're never getting to level 4.
You're not getting to level 4. You might make level 3 if you're very. I doubt you'll make level 3. You probably level 2 is achievable
I don't think we
later in the
can
campaign.
Level 2
Fine.
is something we can do on the way to India or wherever.
Yeah.
But the thing is that like we can't. We
We
have
just
we have to
don't
make.
have the time scale to get level 3.
It's also like dieting. You have to like maintain the.
You have to maintain it, yes.
That means I have to quit smoking.
Smoking will get you eaten by a giant mouth.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair trade.
You tell
Giving
that.
up smoking to avoid giant mouths.
You tell that to my nicotine cravings.
Don't worry, after about a month, they'll go away.
It is called the ritual of self-denial.
Honestly, having a nicotine addiction probably helps.
I was going to say having the cravings
Because you
probably
have
makes it
to-
stronger.
You have to more actively deny
Main-
yourself that.
I light one last cigarette and I throw the rest of the pack into a pool of brine.
You should throw that one in there too.
Nope, this one's on the way back.
And then he lost that week of progress.
No, it's
well.
not like that. As long as he quits, it's fine. Alright, so are you heading back to Dal? Heading back towards Koluli?
We're gonna skip Dahl and go to Karuli, and we're going to call
All
the
right.
military.
Well,
and
we're gonna swing around Dalal anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to make another stealth check?
I hope so.
Well, okay, make another stealth check and hopefully you don't get noticed.
All right, here's a question. So I have did I have any time to get any general back?
I'd say your general pools are refreshed because you have
Okay.
spent a week meditating. I mean, if
In a
that,
safe
if
place,
that
no
doesn't,
less.
yeah, that doesn't count resting in a safe place. I don't know what does.
Alrighty, then. Okay, then. So I need to get everyone through without anyone else getting. I'm gonna have what 4 piggybacks again?
Sorry?
Okay,
Oh yeah,
that's
4
8,
pity, but yeah, that'll be fine.
and that's my entire stealth pool. With spending 4 more to piggyback 4 people through.
Alright, you've reached Cthulhu. You get on the next train, which, you know, they said it's about once a week, so you're probably about time for the next one to turn up.
How convenient.
Very convenient.
And, you know, I'm just going to say you spend the next week traveling back up to the port.
Having
Well,
no fun and drinking no wine whatsoever.
Nope. Fun is gone. You no longer have fun.
Let's be honest, most of us stopped having fun a couple of months ago.
Let's point out how far this guy's map would be out. So if you look at the little chalkboard map, the napkin map,
Mhm.
look at the distance between Cthulhu and Delol and the Delol on the mountain.
Holy
Mhm.
shit.
Look at the map
He
on the
didn't
Ethiopia
get
map.
him in the right direction.
Yeah.
What the
But look, the Delol to the mountain is 3 kilometers. I'm pretty sure that is more than 3 kilometers.
I mean, he was very clearly not trying to be accurate
Yeah.
in his.
It's about over there ish.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Can I just check something before we continue? Was I the only one who didn't manage to get access to the ritual?
Kato also couldn't do it either.
Okay, fair enough.
Self-denial is basically exactly against his character archetype.
And he doesn't have any of the skills required. Anyway.
And no, I don't have any of the skills. I
That's
do.
the thing. Yeah, I don't have the skills. Okay. Fair enough.
all right. It's okay. It just means you don't get to feed yourself to a giant mouth later on.
Yay.
Exactly.
Do I
True.
get to cover myself in pepper first, Gray?
Possibly. You don't know if the mouth
It's
likes that.
self-denial, not evil mouth denial. So
I'm thinking of the old Monty Python sketch where he's trying to get himself eaten by crocodiles. They've been marinating themselves.
do crocodiles like pepper?
Damn.
Is that a,
Yes.
who is
That's a saw.
Yeah.
From once, not me.
Yeah, not me.
No, it's Disco's house, mate.
Currently, I'm chopping potatoes.
All right. So, and that will bring you to the end of the multi-spine.
Oh, cool! I get to learn English.
Yep. 2 points for everyone. Refresh all your abilities.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I suppose we weren't going to be able to stop that mouth directly, were we?
The mouth is already kind of.
It's been stopped.
It's been stopped.
Yeah.
It's growing again though.
Yeah.
And we'll say that you quickly you send some soldiers down there, and they'll try their best to deal with the village. But that's kind of off the books. What happens?
That it is either
Hotbed of rebel activity.
either we had to okay. So here's a question, Gray. We've already gone past all that, right? We're already sufficiently past. Could you tell us what we missed in Doll then?
Basically, the entire village is self-mutilating.
Would they have mutilated us or what?
Probably.
To a point, yes. If once they realise that you were trying to, if they realised you were trying to stop the mouth, or the agony on the wind, as they call it.
So it was either us gunning through or us just poofing through.
Yeah. It doesn't end in violence, that one, but it is kind of like these people are being corrupted.
It doesn't end in violence. It ends in stability checks.
Yes, but it could also
So-
end in violence if you play it wrong. You could have
So-
like a village of 80 people attacking you.
So ascending in the military is probably the best of ideas.
Yes, since none of us are priests.
Skipping it is one of those things. It's one of those things that's if you go in there, you get more of an idea what's going on. But skipping it is also quite a wise idea.
Also, like Gato goes and pulls all the string to make sure that entire place is wiped out, rather than
I barely have to pull any strings for that. Come on. There's a
I
bored
mean-
army at the head of the rail.
Well, it's more the idea of even if they sent in army people to be to manage it or something, they themselves would be like susceptible to self-mutilation as well. We just gave them guns.
All I have to do,
Mm-hmm.
do them like we did Carthage back in the Empire.
Mike Joe, Goat Cap.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if a white army goes into an Ethiopian village and say, "Hey, would you like to self-mutilate?" then that village is pretty much going to get wiped out.
You know, this is probably the most out of contextable thing I'm going to say, but we can only hope. This context, I mean, like,
Don't worry, it's not like this is being recorded on YouTube to be taken out of context by the NCA later. Hi, police.
Like the police have got time to do anything like this.
True.
To be clear, we're biased against cultists, not
Yes.
against any particular race.
Indeed. It's the
I'm
evil
biased
out-
against humanity ending horrors. Thank you very much. The cults are fine. It's the things that they're working for that I have trouble with. Also, I've updated the threat.
what if those humanity? Well, okay. But yes, we don't like humanity ending horrors. Those are bad.
Anyway, I'm taking 2 points of languages. Why?
I took 2 points of languages.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
learning English. Where were we going next?
That's your choice.
Singapore, if I remember correctly. That's on the
I
list.
don't remember what our options.
Your
Oh, well, they
options
speak English in there, I think.
are
Hmm.
Bangkok or Mexico.
Bangkok was China, if I remember right.
Philippines, isn't it?
I'm not too up on 1930s borders.
It's what is now Thailand.
Thailand.
So
It's the capital of Thailand.
yeah. Sorry, I wasn't explaining myself clearly. I think Thailand was Thailand at this point. Is what.
Cool. I guess I'll
Well,
learn
it was
Thai
only-
then.
It was post World War One. Yes, we're in the currently, I think, in the Thailand high times. We have 2 points to spend, right, Gray?
Yeah, 2 points to spend.
Cool.
What do I need to put mine into? Okay, what did Carcer have beforehand? Before he pooped?
Explosives.
Explosives, yeah. That's a...
Biology, languages, library use, medicine, bureaucracy, credit rating,
Oh, yeah, I should probably put that into the matrix.
art,
I think I've got
chemistry,
biology.
evidence collection, forensics.
No.
What I should do is what you're missing is explosives, basically. You're covering
Which we've just learned aren't as useful as we originally expected.
explosives, electrical repair, but we've got a little bit of that with Tobin.
Do I just want to boost my stealth up to 10?
Yeah,
It
you're
has
kind
been
of
used
covering
quite a lot.
everything apart from that and biology. The biology and explosives are the only thing you've lost.
Okay, I'll take a point of biology.
Oh, if he's doing that, I'm gonna go put
Oh,
put
well,
two
that's
more.
fucking annoying. I just checked the Google Drive. Have you seen how they're changing their policy?
I saw some of it.
What are they doing?
From 13th October 2020, Google Drive files are automatically deleted forever after they've been in your bin for 30 consecutive days.
That's
Oh.
the deleted items folder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
don't store things there.
Don't delete things and expect them to still be there.
Is that what?
Look, I know it's really convenient having a button that moves things to a folder. You can build those.
Yeah, he's right. It's only in the bin they get shredded if they've been there for 30 days.
That's
Alright.
really poorly worded then.
It does say after they've been in your bin, and the bin is the thing on the left.
Oh, I guess I misread that as been in your drive for some reason.
That would be a significant change, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To what the service is intended
Oh,
for.
I know what it is. I'm treating bin like it. Nah, I'm just an idiot.
Bin
You're
as in
using
has
the
been
American
in.
definition of bin instead of the British.
Which is odd that they use the British version in some respects.
It's even more odd that I
think
caught
it's-
it.
I think it's just that for some reason I was using bin to mean place.
Anyway,
for
I think that's it for us. Thank you everybody for watching. If you have been,
We've got half an hour.
no,
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
They're like 8:30.
yeah. Well, plenty of time to pick your new destinations to go off and get killed.
Yeah,
Alright.
so we've got Bangkok and Mexico, you said.
Yeah, Bangkok and Mexico City.
I mean,
So, Bangkok is probably Bangkok's full of triads, I'm guessing.
Bangkok's closer, but
It-
it's
yeah, logistically, it would make more sense if we kept
Oh,
going east and then
also-
stopped at Mexico on the way back to America.
Also, we need to tell the lady what we found out.
That's not so bad because the coast of Eritrea is pretty much in full Italian hands at this point. I'm willing to bet they'll have a telegraph station.
Yep, I figure we'd done that already.
I mean, everything we say is probably going to go through the army, but
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
We should also.
and we're a rich guy, so we can probably bypass that.
Yes, I am indefatigably wealthy.
Yep, and we should also send the details of this ritual of purification to some of our contacts, like the person in the
The FBI.
what was it, the Secret Service, the FBI, and the
That guy
Knight
at
of
Malta.
All the
Yeah,
guys you're
all-
planning to replace when you get killed. Yeah.
These guys,
Dibs on the Malta guy.
I'm gonna pick the Proto Delta Green dude. We will send. Look, I'm going to take my skills and put together and work with our good author friend to write together a
Yay,
book
we're off the
on.
heat tracker now.
Yep. The
All right,
heat
now who
tracker
wants
is
to come
gone.
on a lovely couple of week-long vacation to the Alps and sit in the snow for a few days?
I think I'm just gonna go dunk myself in the Red Sea for a bit.
That works too.
I gave up smoking. That's my penance right there.
I mean, can I suggest that Gatto and I, seeing as we are the two who haven't taken a ritual self-denial, find an excellent, lovely restaurant somewhere and just, yeah.
Look, you get to eat.
Shaved ice, please, all of it.
You get to eat ribs still.
Don't worry about flavoring.
I don't know if they want to eat ribs after what they've just seen.
Yeah, I was going to say. Like,
Not people ribs, cow ribs.
no, liquid
Ribs are
substance
fine.
for now is good.
Ribs are fine. It's beef tongue that I'm off of.
Oh. Oh,
Hmm.
you dick. Oh, dear.
Look, I already have a paranoia about dentures, a indescribable fear of dentures.
Like physically, really?
No, Gato.
Okay.
Really?
Yes, he took sand damage from teeth.
Oh, yes.
I gave him a fear of dentures.
Always useful.
He will run screaming from them if any dentures happen to cross his path.
Hmm.
Probably. I mean,
Alright,
I might
so-
make the stability roll.
Like I know, like Bangkok's probably going to probably be the underground crime angle in the entirety of all this again.
I'm hoping some cryptography is involved.
Did we get shut?
You're
do you
probably
wanna get
about
shut up?
equidistant from here, from Bangkok to Mexico City, from Ethiopia.
Both ways. Yes, but Bangkok doesn't involve a boat.
True. You can just fly to Bangkok.
We can just fly there. It's faster.
You know what? I'm going to say Bangkok on the top of my list.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
agree.
also agree.
I'm going to learn to speak the local language badly. Because what can you do in a month?
Are you learning English at all, or just
Yeah, I put 2 points in language. I should probably write that down.
you're getting English and right? I don't know. They speak in Thailand.
I don't know what they spoke there in the 1930s.
Yeah. I know Thai's a language. Don't want to make assumptions. All right, let's just find the right
Oh, wait, there's
section.
the languages section. And done.
They're all in a random order. If you just do this, one of the problems of doing this is you're not going to everything in the same order. All right.
true.
God.
Yep.
God.
And
Damn it.
and Tobin, at the least, is probably going to take this downtime, assuming it's at least a couple of weeks to move up to level 2 of the purification.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So that's 3 points total that we need to
Five.
spend.
5 spent.
Well, 3 points in addition to the ones we spent before.
No, I think it's 5 points to move to the next level.
You've got weeks.
You got weeks, it's fine.
Yeah, if it happens during downtime, they probably just refresh.
Yeah, I'm happy for you just to take the level. You've got the time. You're on a slow boat, are you?
I'm going to stick to 1. I'm going to stick at 1.
Right.
I gave up cigarette smoking already. I don't want to go too crazy with this.
Well, you have to stay off the cigs, but you're not intensifying it.
Yes.
All right.
Don't need you anymore,
Okay.
Meat Tracker. I hope.
I mean, Thailand ain't exactly cold.
Yeah.
No.
No, but it's not a desert. And we're going to a city. I would expect they would have facilities such as
Look,
baths.
there's a really good reason why I'm not going to level 2. We're going to Thailand, and that has Thai food in it. That would be just a sin if I couldn't have some.
Gray, I'm sending a wire to the consulate in Thailand, the Italian consulate, asking if there is a decent bath there, and if not, I will spend a point of credit rating to have one established.
They'll be there. It's fine.
Good. It's going for Roman style.
You actually have the easiest transit from here. You can literally just fly.
Yep. I have the airplane.
Yep. I'm just checking through. Because the only thing with jumping across like this is I didn't know which one to reread, so I was prepared for this week, but I'm just checking. I'm not going to forget anything.
At least
Good
it's not
afternoon,
really
passengers. This is your
at
pilot
the end of
speaking.
the
Please
session.
observe the no smoking discard sign, as we have not yet reached cruising altitude.
Yeah, great. At least this is
There's
happening
no
at
need
the
to
end
rub it
of
in.
the session instead of the beginning.
Yeah, I only need to read the lead in, so we can get you all settled.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
So, would you guys like me to get you a slightly less than opulent hotel room?
This is actually Siam.
Oh, yes, it would have been at this point,
Yep.
wouldn't it?
There we go. I knew it wasn't Taiwan at this point.
Thailand.
Thailand. Yeah.
Yeah, Taiwan is a different story
Yes, that's
entirely.
completely.
So you're saying I
different.
speak Siamese now?
Yes.
No, you. Yes.
Yes.
Just curious.
Look, all we know is we just got banned in China.
and
I think I stomped it quickly enough, as long as no one mentions what it was.
okay, I have a question for Sabine. What hasn't been already?
Fair
What?
point.
Banned in China?
This is probably not a question we should answer.
Yeah,
Go.
this is
We
this is
continue.
outside of our
Go hasn't been banned in China. I checked. I didn't actually check.
All right.
What's the matter with I mean, yeah, I'm just going to spend a couple of points to boost my stealth, seeing as we're using stealth a lot more than we were.
We're going. We're going into the angry, very parts of the cult, probably. So,
All right.
not being attacked.
You land in Bangkok. You are easily able to find a decent hotel, and settle yourselves in the room. Tip, 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 tip. Excellent.
Yes, my credit rating absorbs all of these expenses.
Yeah.
Laughs in
So,
underutilization.
The only thing you have here is the return address from the letters between SS and Trammel.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be your first thing, is to find the location.
Yep.
Mhm.
And hopefully work out who SS is.
Is.
All right. So how are you going to do that? You have a address, but this is not an American or English method of doing it. It's a foreign language with an unfamiliar postal system. Being sought by this is a literal quote. Being sought by a party of strange non-natives who are perhaps notably blunt and probably not entirely stable by this point.
I'm mostly stable as long as none of them have false teeth.
Surprisingly enough, we all haven't gone that crazy.
No, you've been.
I've been trying.
I lost half my stability in this session alone, so
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I-
it came back.
yeah.
we
no,
all,
it's just-
we all took enough stability, it seems like, to not immediately go cuckoo.
You've been rolling well enough to avoid the big losses. So none of you, only Gato's really been hit hard.
I mean, I'm sitting at 1 stability right now because I had to spend.
Yeah.
I would have refreshed up for downtime.
Yeah, I set mine as low as I felt, lower than I thought was safe, and clearly Mexico is where we all go mad.
This is one of those things where as an adventure, because it's a grand adventure, they have actually reduced the context of the mythos, I think, to stop your character going completely insane.
Yeah, that's probably wise, honestly.
And remember, the times when you bottom out in stability and so forth like that, you become completely fucking useless. So
Yeah.
Anyway, so oral history or streetwise and a day.
All right, I have a
I
streetwise.
have oral history.
I have more streetwise than you have oral history, though.
It's not a spend.
Okay.
Core clues don't spend.
It's so hard to remember that.
Right. So you walk around the city, ask around, walk around again. We're supposed to
Best
work as
restaurant.
palm. Follow wrongly to alleyway in a shifty
Find the
neighborhood.
worst restaurant.
Yeah, find a terrible street restaurant. Didn't think they even existed. And then you actually arrive in the correct place.
That's for our self-denial people. They're not allowed nice things, so I find them the worst restaurant.
Loman's Townhouse.
A townhouse.
Yep.
So. Well then. After setting the place on fire, we leave and get it.
No, we need clues.
Yeah, you can't burn the
Humans
mansion
aren't
down.
the problem. In general.
You can't burn the mansion down until you've actually gone in. Alright, so it's quite a bohemian area. Artists, students, academics, aristocrats, relatively aristocrats.
Would not any
My kind of
relative
people.
of an aristocrat also be an aristocrat?
Well, no, it's relative to aristocrat.
Yeah, it says relative, so maybe they're not like official relative.
I don't know how that's relevance, though.
Byblows exist.
It's a mix of
But-
homes, townhouses, apartments, shops, bookstores, tea shops, a couple of modest Buddhist temples, cobbled roads, but pretty much all the traffic is foot traffic.
I am going to buy a couple of interesting-looking books for my girl.
Everyone's wearing a mix of traditional garb, mostly but there are also quite a few people in European dress.
So we don't really stand out like
You-
a sore thumb,
no.
but we're obviously not locals.
Yeah, you're not locals, but there's enough non-locals in the area that you don't immediately stand out.
Much better than the last place we were,
All right.
where we were obviously conquering army.
Hmm.
Luckily, Ethiopia is actually the lowest impact one, I think.
Yes.
Ethiopia is definitely this is where you go to learn something important, and it isn't actually a cult. So there's no cult fight there.
All you have to do is avoid angering the Guardians.
Yeah, avoid angering the Guardians and avoid angering the people. So as long as you don't anger people, you're fine. Ethiopia is a case walk.
Also,
Don't piss people off and you'll be fine.
Ethiopia is more of
Have you
getting.
seen us?
Ethiopia is more about getting not. So the pitfalls of Ethiopia is not having the language. Two, not having a guide, and
Which not having the language would definitely exacerbate.
Mhm.
3, not knowing where you're going, and 4, pissing people off by
Any
I'm just
combination of the above.
yes.
Which is much easier if you don't know the language. Yes.
That's why I
And
called it
I will have to say this: we technically didn't because we did not know the whole buying languages thing was a thing. So we got handled way pretty hard.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I'm Italian.
Okay, so you're outside the address. What's your plan?
We kicked down the door, and kidding.
Haven't I managed to finagle an invitation? Oh,
No.
So we have the address. We're outside the place. Is
It's
there
a
any?
call.
Is there any like streetwise I can spend to waylay a person as yo who lived there?
There's no spend, but a use of streetwise. You inquire the neighbours, and it's a Loman is a quiet American. He's known to speak fluent Siamese, but mostly keeps to himself. That's about all anyone knows about himself.
Okay, so
So
recluse.
basically, all they know about him is they don't know much about him.
He's quiet, he speaks Siamese, and he keeps to himself. That's it.
Well, do you want to wait for night to do a B&E, gentlemen, or do you want to knock on the door? Oh wait, we don't. Wait, we don't. This is a. Oh wait, yeah, I remember now. This is dealing with the people that. Was this dealing with the people who like that group where like half of them killed the other half in Malta?
No, this is a complete
these are the guys. I think these are the guys who were yelling at the LA branch about not being very effective.
Yeah, and there was
Or
also
something
comments
like
of wanting them to come and join. So Malta had figured out how to increase the yields, and these guys apparently have got their own rituals going on.
They
Well,
were
then,
pissed off
can I-
because basically all LA was doing was getting fat off of.
Drug
Yeah.
money.
LA was definitely, from what you were reading, the least efficient of the operations.
I mean, here, if the whole thing is about decadence and so forth, wouldn't that just make them the most efficient?
True, true.
Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played.
I think, nectar is a thing. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd posit that Malta was probably the least efficient because it kind of dealt with itself. Like, we may have lit the tinder, but it's not like the LA clan destroyed itself. We had to do that. Malta seems to have self-destructed.
Well, that was because Malta had an internal power struggle going on.
Dad just said,
Anyway, about this house. Okay, so I might have to go, gentlemen. I think this is where my expertise comes in. I am going to infiltrate this building, rifle through its
Doing
contents.
this thing again.
What?
you were doing the silly.
You're doing an accent. You've been doing very well. It's the first time we had to tell you all.
Yes, but can I at least have this one, please?
Okay, give it this.
I'm going to infiltrate this building, rifle to its contents, and I will come back to you in the morning after I have from what I have done. If I do not return, consider me dead. So I'm gonna go and I will I will wait for nightfall and I will do a stealth check into the building, Gray.
Are you doing a surveillance of the building?
Yes, that's what I do first.
All right.
It's a good thing I'm not a religious character.
Yep. So I think we'll do this last little bit of surveillance, and then we'll do the infiltration next week.
Okay.
So after an Overwatch, it's easy to surveil the place. There's plenty of vantage points. You can easily cover between you guys. You can cover the front and rear doors quite easily. I'm saying easily a lot.
Very easily.
Yeah,
Makes
it's
me
easy to say easily. After an hour or so, the rear door, you see a pair of seedy-looking individuals dressed in working-class clothes approach via the alley. So, who's at back?
I'm at front, so
You want to roll for it?
Wait, we sent more than one guy to observe the place?
Did you?
I'm.
Did we?
Can we work? Can Tullius? I mean, our Serpentis, you there?
I mean, I would certainly be nearby because if this went horribly wrong.
As the other
Oh,
man.
shoot. Gray, I forgot the most important thing.
Hmm?
Have we been able to acquire a car?
Probably yes. But
Okay, good. Then I guess I'll be driving.
With your amount of credit, yes, but cars are rare here.
Yes.
In other words, we don't want to use the car because that'll attract attention.
Wait. Hang on.
You could get some
No, I don't
tuk-tuks.
get that.
Yeah, tuk-tuk or a rickshaw. You can hire a rickshaw.
Not use a car.
But no, we had a guy behind us, didn't he?
Yes.
So who's coming up behind us? Do you want to be the guy being came up behind Juventus? You have the gun.
Phrase that differently, and I might consider it.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, is this sort of thing? Do I get to determine if he sneaks up on me or not, or is he just going to surprise me?
I think what Gray said was someone was behind the house.
Who's behind the house?
Oh, right.
I think he's basically asking who's watching the rear.
Who's watching the rear of the house? Yeah.
I will.
All right. Can I have a shadowing or stealth test? Your choice.
I will make it a stealth check.
Reason I stayed
Do
home.
any of us even have shadowing?
I have a point in shadowing.
I genuinely wasn't sure.
That is a 5 because I've spent 2. Sorry, I forgot to apply it to the dice.
Okay, yeah. You've remained unnoticed. Assuming the two pound on the door, you hear Loman's name being shouting, and then they kind of try and look through the windows. And then no answer, and they kind of spit at the door and then just disappear back.
So people who have been watching this play, or the guy in the place is not around, hasn't been around for a while either. If people are
Loman
coming
has
up,
people looking for him, and he is not answering.
Hmm.
Loman.
All right. Apart from that will do it.
All right.
That's not a noise you want your chair to make.
No.
I don't think I had to rhubarb crumble tonight. I shouldn't make that much of this. Alright, so yes, we'll call that for this time. We'll do the infiltration next week.
Dun 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 dun.
I'm sure that probably if the guy's not in, he's probably just this
Well,
is
that's the thing. He might not be in, or he might be in and very studiously attempting to not appear like he's in.
Or just very dead.
Or
that-
gibbering in a
yeah,
closet
I
somewhere
would-
surrounded
I
by
would
horrible
say
teeth.
That falls under not in, personally.
He's there in body but not in spirit. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.
bye everybody.